So I wanted to do a quick little video here. Had multiple discussions already. People texting saying, oh my God, how do you leave that guy open in overtime? And really, if we look, and I'm going to have to critique one of the best, players in the world, certainly one of the best American players amongst is Austin Matthews. Okay, so we can see right here that we've got McDavid right here and we've got Matthews behind him, okay? And so it's really an innocuous little play. The puck's on the wall. It's going to be chipped down the wall, comes around, it gets rimmed around, comes up out of the corner, goal, okay? And so if we really back up and we look at a moment in time right here, and we say, all right, Austin Matthews is in good position. The U.S. is in good position. Okay, they're doing fine. They've got 4 guys. They've got this guy in the front bracketed. They're keeping an eye on McDavid. But you look all the way over here in this corner, and you see this player lurking over in the corner right there, okay? He's the one that's going to make this happen. And so when he gets the puck right here, Matthews is in a good spot. Okay, but I'm going to make a serious critique of his positioning and his attempt, right? In that, first of all, his stick is off the ice right here, okay? You can actually see, if you look closely, that he does take a little glance back at McDavid. And he's aware of this passing lane, right? That's what he's trying to get into. He's trying to set it up so that he can get into that area and block that pass. But you can see he's a little low, and you can also see that both McDavid and the puck carrier are both going to slide this way and make his effort a little bit difficult, okay? And so as we continue to forward this, he's basically out of the play. I mean, he's close. He almost gets his stick, but why didn't he have his stick out to start with, right? If this was a youth player, not maybe the best goal scorer in the world, I would really, critique them about the way they're positioning their stick at this moment in time. We got to have an active stick, and we got to get our stick in that shooting lane. If he had reached his stick out a little farther out here and was sweeping his stick back and forth, making his stick a barrier, maybe that guy holds a beat and then he could slide into that area and actually cover that. But as it is, he's not really prepared, okay? The other thing that you kind of notice in this, and this is probably a little more of a high-level critique, not high level, but just maybe nitpicking, is that right here, I don't think he needs to be going out to that player. I understand that he needs to be paying attention to the puck carrier. He's got a guy who's coming in from down low who's going to try to force him up the wall. I think more than anything, he's got to realize that I'm not going to get there, right? And this is something we talk about with youth players all the time, about discernment, about a discernment in which we recognize what it is that's the most dangerous at this moment. Okay, it's overtime in the finals of the Four Nations Cup. Everybody's heart is racing. Everybody's trying to not make a mistake. Everybody's trying to skate as hard as they can and dig deep. They've already played 3 periods. They're tired, and they want to make sure that they close that time and space down. And this illustrates a point about what we talk about with offensive players, right? If you watch, he doesn't immediately catch this puck and just turn into the middle of the ice, okay? What he does is he waits, okay? He gets this puck and he waits, and he kind of moves up. He really doesn't move very far. He starts off with his back to the wall. He picks up the puck. He takes basically one big step out, and there goes the pass. If he waits a beat longer, if he dusts it off 2 or 3 times, right? He catches it. It's in his skates, onto his backhand. He pushes it to his backhand, onto his forehand. Goal. Okay? So again, the critique is right here, Matthews probably would do a better job just continuing to screen McDavid, almost saying, I'll let this guy kind of walk out of the corner a little bit more, but I'm not going to leave the best player in the world standing between the hash marks all by himself. Okay? That would be number one. And number two is like active stick, better stick position, and then a better recognition of that's not probably the most dangerous thing. Even if he got to here and he just sort of held out, but he had his eyes or on McDavid, he was looking over here. Or if he kind of turned his body a little bit and kind of slid this way so he could keep his head on a swivel and figure out where his check is. What I mean by his check is who's the player that he's covering. And if you watch the broadcast, you'll see that throughout the entire broadcast, they were going nuts, that they were effusive praise of how Sullivan, the coach for the U.S. team, was saying that Matthews was doing a phenomenal job, a 200-foot player. And it goes to show how even the best in the world who are playing great and being praised by their coaches can make one brief moment of a mistake. And again, there's no super fancy stuff going on here. If we go all the way back, this guy certainly doesn't do anything fancy, right? Makar, he just chips it down the wall, okay? This guy doesn't do anything fancy. He collects it in his skates. He's got his head down. He's looking at it. He doesn't rush. He knows he's got a little bit of time before that guy below the goal line gets to him. He takes one step out, backhand, forehand, pass, McDavid catches, shoots, goal. Nothing in that is something that is exclusive to NHL players that a youth player can't do, okay?